Hello. In the previous video of New Service Request, the knowledge on request creation was gained. In this video, let us understand how an end user can view and update the service request once it is submitted. On the dashboard menu from the left top corner of the screen, choose Service Request Management and then select My Service Requests to proceed to a page with the list of requests that one has submitted. The two types of views are the tabular view and the tile view. The current view displayed is the tile view, which presents information in a card format. To switch to the list format, simply click on the tabular view option, which will display the information in a table format. On the My Service Requests page, the columns visible include Request ID, Log Time, Status, Caller, Approval Status if applicable. The Log Time column displays the date and time when the request was logged. The Status column indicates whether the request is in a new, in progress, pending, resolved, or cancelled state. The Caller column identifies the user who submitted the request. Approval Status defines if the request is awaiting approval or approved along with the approver information. Records per page represent the number of service requests that can be seen on that page with a minimum of 20 to maximum of 500. The Filter tab, located at the Actions panel of the screen, allows the option of filtering requests based on department, status, service request ID, and log time. For an instance, we select a date range of the 1st of May to the 31st of May and choose to filter by requests that are marked as open. After clicking on the Submit button, the screen will display a list of service requests that meet the specified filter criteria, which can be found under the My Service Requests section. The next feature in the Actions panel is Configure Columns, that helps user to choose the columns which the user wishes to see on the My Service Request page and decide the view of them. For an instance, we are aware that the columns that are currently displayed on screen are Service Request ID, Log Time, Status, Caller, and Approval Status. However, if the new columns are to be added, then an end user can choose any one from these available columns from the list as shown on the screen and move it right to the selected column, and then click Submit to save the changes made. Example: from the available columns, let's choose Workgroup and move it right to the selected column, and then click Submit so that the column is now visible on My Service Requests page as shown on the screen. The next option at Action panel is the plus sign. When clicked, proceeds to New Service Request Creation page. To modify a logged request, select the relevant service request ID and the user will be redirected to the Service Request Details page for that particular request. The Request Details page contains information such as the department, log time, status, etc. If additional information needs to be added, the user can choose to enter it in the designated Additional Information section. For example, let's add an additional information as kindly reach out to me during the work hours on 08123445. If the request is in the new status, any comments added in the Additional Information section will not affect the request. However, if the request is in pending status, any comments added by the user will change the status of the request from pending to in progress state, and a relevant analyst will be notified accordingly. An end user can obtain a print of the service request details using the Print option from Actions panel. When change history is chosen, an entire history of navigations happened on the service request along with the date, time, and information of resource who made the changes are displayed. Chat history gives details of the chat occurred between analyst and an end user. However, chat history shows no data if no chat has occurred. If a service request is resolved and if the end user wants to reopen the request, then the Reopen Request option can be chosen. However, this depends on the admin configurations and the Reopen Request feature will be disabled while the service request is still in pending or in progress status. An end user can close the service request by using the Close Request feature from Actions panel. However, Note that a request gets either automatically closed after certain days, or an analyst has to manually close, which entirely depends on the admin configurations. If the user chooses to cancel the service request, they can do so by clicking on the Cancel option and defining the reason for cancellation. From the Actions panel, selecting the Manual Escalation option allows the user to escalate the service request manually to different levels defined in the escalation level. The user can also provide a justification for why the request is being escalated. However, this feature will only appear when configured by the administrator. The Support Document feature helps user view the documents related to policy, SLA, OLA if any. Click Send Notification to notify the approver when the status of the request is pending for approval. However, this feature will only appear when configured by the administrator. Export PDF feature helps in downloading and viewing of the service request details in a PDF format. Now that the process for viewing a submitted service request and updating information has been explained, the user can choose to submit the request so that the additional information can be saved. This way, a user can view or update an existing service request